Hello guys, so today we are making our tea buns. So here is our ingredients: we have flour, our sugar, salt, then warm water, milk, and cooking oil, and our yeast. So first we add yeast into the flour. That is the first step. As you can see there, I'm adding my yeast into the flour. The flour is all-purpose flour. Then now we mix the yeast into the flour evenly so that the yeast is everywhere, as you can see there. After that, now we mix our dry ingredients and wet ingredients. So the purpose is to dissolve the sugar and the salt, so that when you are mixing into the flour, the recipe is well balanced. So now I'm trying to I'm dissolving the salt and the sugar inside water and milk. Please use warm water. Warm water, don't use cold one. It helps the yeast to act quick when you're mixing, and when it's time to raise, it's gonna be a quicker process, not gonna take long. So as you can see, it's almost done there. It's well dissolved. So now you open a hole in between your flour. You see in the bowl, you open a hole in between. You make a hole in between. So you put in your milk solution. Then you put in your cooking oil. Then there, you don't have to put all the milk and all the water. Why? Because sometimes it depends the flour you're using and also the recipe. Like this one, the one I used, the water and milk was too much. The ratio was too much for the flour. So while you are mixing in, you can feel the texture of the dough as you're mixing. You feel the texture of the dough as you're mixing. You see, now I'm adding some more. It's still a little bit hard. I need to make it a bit soft. So now I'm mixing everything there, and now it's beginning to be soft. Don't mind the touchiness of the flour on the ends. All will be fine. As you can see, it's sticky. It's sticky on my hands, right? You see the dough is sticky. So soon I'll be adding some more flour. You see, I take another flour. There's another flour which I put on the side to put on that dough so that it won't be sticky in my hands. So you mix up until you feel that it's no longer sticky on your hands anymore. As you can see now, I'm trying to use the other hand. If you check my other hand now, the dough is no longer sticking on my hand. The dough is fine now. As you can see, still a bit sticky, but it's fine. Yeah, as you can see, there we go. The dough is fine now. It's no longer sticking in the ends. Everything is done. So now we're about to knead the dough. So you put a little flour on the surface so that we can knead. We need to knead the dough so that you can incorporate air, so that the dough will be soft. As you can see, we are kneading. It's kneading, eh? More of like we are washing. It's good as we are washing our clothes, but this is kneading. We are kneading the dough. Kneading, you see, on this stage the dough is a little bit harder. It's not like stretchy, but it will be stretchy later on after the dough is raised. So now, as you can see, we are kneading. You can feel it. Maybe about 5 minutes while you're kneading the dough, you'll be feeling it. And also it makes the dough, the flour, to be mixed well inside the dough. Okay, as you can see, kneading. as I'm kneading, we are incorporating air and we are also mixing all the ingredients nicely. So now we cover our dough so that it can raise. It's time for our dough to raise. So we cover it and let it rest for about 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes. That is the reason why I said at first you must use warm water so that it can raise quick as well. So we set it aside, and now as you can see, our dough is raised. Our dough is raised, our surface is clean. We are ready to knead again. We are ready to knead our dough again. So there, trying to open the bowl so that you can take out our dough, which is well raised. As you can see, the dough is raised very, very well. Now you can see. So now we need to put a little more flour on the surface so that it doesn't stick, although it's not sticking already. As you can see my hands, it's not sticking, just that is coming from the bowl, you see. So you just put a little flour on the surface once again so that it doesn't stick. The purpose of putting flour is so that the dough doesn't stick on the surface. So now we are kneading again, incorporating our air inside the dough. Now it's soft, and now as you can see it's big because the flour is raised, the dough is raised. Now you can see it's easy. The kneading is much easier now, as you can see, and it's stretchy, well stretchy, as you can see. Ready to cut the buns. As you can see, we cut small balls. We are cutting there. We are cutting the here. I'm not measuring any, but if you have a scale, you can also use a scale. You can also use a scale so that your dough, those balls will be the same size. Will be the same size as well. We are cutting now. We are cutting now there. Ready to make. So now I noticed that there's a little dough left there. So I'm cutting the bigger ones, which I can see that these ones are a little bit bigger. So now I need to reduce them so that I can create another one. So now it's fine. So now we are now making the balls. As you can see, it's very easy when your dough is well raised. You won't have any problem with making your round balls for the buns. As you can see, it's very easy and quick. You can also use both hands if you want, just that there I was using one hand. I was using one hand there, but you can also use both of your hands. You see, I noticed that bun was too big, then I had to remove a small piece. There is, as you can see, we're still making. I'm making, I think it's 12 of them if I'm not mistaken, or it's 11 of them, which I used on this recipe. I used a double recipe. I used 4 cups of flour. The normal recipe says 2 cups of flour. Okay, back again. We are putting into a greased greased tray. You see that tray, I greased it. I greased it by the bottom. I did put it greased. So now we have to cover those balls once again so that they can raise again. You see, we are back. They are well raised. They're ready to go into the oven. As you can see, well raised. You can see they have raised very, very well and ready to go into the oven once again. Sorry, they are ready to go into the oven there. Then now, boom, the buns are done. So now you brush with syrup as soon as you take them off from the oven. You see, as you can see, there is my syrup, because when you take them from the oven, they are a bit hard on top, so it's to make them soft. So you use syrup, you brush them with syrup. As you can see there, you can see the difference with the other three, which I even put syrup there. As you can see now, we are brushing and putting syrup everywhere. Ready. Our buns are ready. Everything is ready to eat. Ready to eat. For now, they are very hot because they just came from the oven. I just took them from the oven. So syrup, make sure as soon as you take out the pan or the tray from the oven, make sure your syrup is ready. So that once you take out your tray, you put the syrup there and there, so that they won't be more hard. If you don't put syrup, those buns will be very hard on top. So the reasons to put syrup is to make them soft. Even when you take them out from the oven, it's very hard outside. So the purpose of putting syrup is to make them soft as well, to make them shiny. As you can see, it's time to test. Testing time. As you can see, there we go. Look how fluffy it is. Our bun is ready to eat. This is delicious. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Like my Facebook page.